the Glue Gaming channel, specifically the Kerbal Space Program series. I'm Justin, and as of this video is concerned, this is a brand new channel. Not my first video at all, but since I decided to do gaming videos, I don't want to mix those up with the other videos I do. So this is a new channel, and we're going to start off with the Kerbal Space Program. This is a game I've played quite a bit and really wanted to do a series about. So let's get started and talk about the game. So Kerbal Space Program is still under development. They have recently started or launched a new version, 0.24, and this gives us the new, I don't want to say career mode because they had a career mode going, but now they're putting money into the game. So this, as I've found, is making it quite a bit more challenging and more interesting. So let's start a new game, and I'll show you what's new here. Now I should point out, I'm going to play the game with no mods attached, and we're going to do I'm going to try to keep the space really clean. For those of you that have never played this game or looked at any videos, this is how it looks now when you start out. Let me hit M. Oh, I can't do it yet. Let's go to the tracking station. This is where we start. Kerbal. That's their planet, and I use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Here's the moon. They spell it M-U-N. Quite cute. And then we go out from there. These lines are orbit lines, and Kerbal actually has a second moon called Minimus. Then if you zoom out even more, and you can see planet Kerbal's orbit line around the sun. And there's a couple more planets, Eve, Moho, a couple of unknown objects. That's interesting. Could make the game cool. Duna. Keep going back. Drace. Jewel. And Ilu, I guess. So, the object of the game is to conquer and actually visit all these places. But we're not even ready yet to leave the planet. Not quite. So let's get out of here. By the way, when you're in flight, that's really easy to get to. Now, before we start making a rocket, we need a mission because we have 10,000, I don't even know what they call them. I'm going to call them dollars. We have $10,000, and it's going to cost money to launch rockets now. So we have to pay those bills, and to do that, we need to achieve contracts. So our first contract is going to be just to launch a vessel. And there's a contract to set a altitude record. So let's try to achieve both of those in the first launch. The first time I played this, I attempted lots of missions all at once and found that trying to accomplish too many all at once conditions become very much mutually exclusive. But as you can see, somewhere here, there's a cost, $425 for a fuel tank, $850 for the LVT-30 liquid engine, and $325 for a solid booster. So this might be a little reckless, but let's try it. This is also in career mode, if you're familiar with that. So we need to earn science as much as possible while we're doing this. Okay, let's get the staging set up. When you build these rockets, you have to figure out what order everything's going to work in. So I'm going to add a couple more stages. I'm going to put a new one on top, putting our parachute at the very top stage, and our booster to drag that down to the first stage. So booster, engine, parachute. We have very little anything available to us, so we're using just about every part we have right now. Actually, I think we're using every one of them. So we can review missions down here, achieve an altitude of 5,000, and launch a new vessel. So let's do it. I'll hit launch. And I'm going to turn on our SAS. Launch this. Now you notice I don't have to cover. Watching the video, I tried it, but that you can't use this for some science points. Well, land in water, really. Alright. Well, that was odd. Alright, so that was a perfect launch, and this craft actually overdid my expectations. So much so that I recognize we're spending money on this craft that we don't need. So what I'm going to do is we'll go back to vehicle assembly and strip this thing down and try to do this mission with less expensive engines and such. I think we should do this whole thing with 2 solid fuel boosters. There we go. Cost of $16.70. And let's launch this. Use the same principles. We only need 5,000 feet. This will probably may still be overkill. So as you can tell, the audio is a little bit too loud. I should have turned it down, but I'll just fix it in the editing now. I'll talk you through what I'm doing there. It's showing you the overheating coming up. This is intentional. We want this engine to heat up, and we didn't fire the next engine before it burns out. So everything that blows up, and I'll return you to the original audio track as soon as I'm sorry to do this to you guys, but the object of the game here is efficiency. So let's launch it with just one. That would be like me to over-engineer things. I've played this quite a bit in sandbox mode, and in sandbox mode there's no cost for all these things, so it's difficult to adjust, and having what's the bare minimum you can get away with, you actually have to pay for it. This thing's gaining altitude really quick, doing really well here, and I think we're going to get the mission requirements with just this tiny little single-engine rocket. Soon we'll move on to some bigger missions. Cool. Now we get to wait just a little bit. This is part of the fun of the game, where you could call it boring depending on how you look at the world. But now this craft is going to want to go nose cone down, but I am going to attempt to force it to go the other way. I don't want it to tear apart when we launch the parachute. And when we get to 500 feet is when the parachute would actually engage. Let's go ahead and launch it now. So we'll hit space. It launches our last stage, and that parachute will slow us down a little bit now. Off there in the distance is the old runway on a little island. I'm sure we'll find an excuse to go out there. There'll probably be a mission to go explore or land on it or something. So now we're almost there. 15,000 feet, 10,000, or 1,500, my bad. And there we go. Now I haven't collected any science yet. Once we splash down here, we'll get all that. A lot of the science early in the game is going to come from getting, taking readings from different places. So I'm going to do all the readings first from the water, and then the next time we'll try to get some from the air, and we'll get some in different regions. Maybe try to land one in the mountains. Okay, almost there. There we go. Now we're going to have him do an EVA, so I'm going to turn off the SAS, allow the craft to go. Then I'm going to spin it about like that, turn the SAS on, and now it should stay oriented like this. Now I'm going to do a crew report. That'll be worth 2 science. And I'm going to have Jeb do an EVA. Go ahead and hop off there, Jeb. Now I'll have him take a surface sample, and that's worth another 2.5, and then do an EVA report, and that's 3.2. Not a whole lot. I probably could have gotten more, but those are good points. Uh-oh. You can't climb back on. Maybe I should have kept it kind of on its side a little bit. Jeb, you're not a good climber. He uses jetpack in the water. Well, if I recover the vessel, will it recover Jeb with it? Okay, it got him. Alright, so 15 science. Alright, so that's a successful first mission. We'll be back soon with episode 2, where we'll take some more missions and go earn some more money so we can make progress. Remember, if you're not glued, keep going.